Halfway through the NFL season, we are seeing a lot of interesting trends, but there's one on offense that really stands out. Well. Welcome back to New York Sports WickerMedia. I'm Watts2K99. Thank you, as always, for taking the time to watch these videos. So, the NFL is widely perceived as a passing league. It's all quarterback-driven. Running backs don't matter anymore. You could get a running back in the 6th round that will give you just as much production as you could get in the 1st round. If you have a defense, that's nice, but it's really all about the passing game. So that's the perception that's out there and has been for a couple of years. But I find this really interesting. This year, the rushing yards per attempt of all NFL teams is 4.54. Through Week 9, that is the highest rushing yards per attempt since 1970. The highest in 52 years. So that, to me, that is really surprising that running the ball is working as well as it is. Could this be leading to a comeback in the run game? Now, you could tell me that maybe it's because, well, Lamar Jackson and Justin Fields, they're running quarterbacks. That must be what this is all about. Well, Baltimore and Chicago, if we look at the top 5 teams in terms of rushing yards per attempt, we've got, let's go 5-1. Buffalo is at number 5. We know what Josh Allen does. Number 4 is the Jacksonville Jaguars. Number 3 is Seattle, who has Kenneth Walker. Number 2 is the Chicago Bears. Number 1 is the Baltimore Ravens. So having a running quarterback absolutely does help, but it still is a way to move the ball down the field. You don't have to have the quarterback with the greatest arm in the world to have a potentially potent offense. Now, as far as the Jets go, they currently rank, for the season, 15th in rushing yards per attempt at 4.6. So they're basically right at the league average. However, if you look at just the last 3 games, the Jets are 6th in the NFL with 5.2 yards per rush. And that is playing pretty much all of those games without Breece Hall. You know, we had the one long run against Denver, but most of those games, they have played, out of those 12 quarters, they have basically played 10.5 without Breece Hall. So we're seeing the Jets running game continue to improve as the year's gone on. Now, as far as the rush play percentage, I wanted to look at this also. So with offensive plays, what percentage is a run, what percentage is a pass? That's what we're going to look at here. Now, the Jets are 19th in the league. They've run the ball on 39.47% of their plays this year. So they are pass-focused first. Last year, they were 30th in rushing percentage. They ran the ball 36.68% of the time. Only 2 teams in the league ran the ball less than the Jets. And that is not the way this offense was designed. But you know what? When you're losing by so much so early in the game, you kind of have to go to the pass early on. And we saw that a lot from a rookie quarterback who is just not ready to play in the NFL at the time. And that's one reason why the Jets lost as many games as they did by as many points as they did. All right, so 39.47% of the time for the year. But if we go to the last 3 games, you know, we want to look at where the Jets are actually trending now. It's up to 42.44% of the time they're running the ball. And keep in mind, that includes the game against New England, where on 56 offensive plays, they threw 41 times and ran only 15. So in that game, they threw the ball 75% of the time. And with that in mind, the Jets are still running 42.4% of the times in their last 3 games. So the bottom line is this. We are seeing the Jets run the ball more and more, just like we saw last year. mikelafleur is willing to adjust. He's willing to go away from the 2 tight end set. He's willing to, not throw the long pass and throw a lot of quick passes, whatever it takes to get this offense moving down the field. He is learning what his assets are, what his best players are, and what they can do. And now we're seeing that over the last 3 weeks of the season compared to the entire season. The Jets are getting more yards per attempt, and they're running the ball more. And if they're going to make a big run for this, not just a playoff spot, but for the division, it really seems, even without Breece Hall, running the ball is the bread and butter of this offense. So those were just some stats I wanted to throw out about the run game. Tell me what you think. How do you feel the Jets are best suited to have a great offense? Is it Zach throwing the ball? Is it running with Michael Carter? Is it running with James Robinson? I want to hear how you want to see the Jets focus on offense for the rest of the season. And I want to say this really quick. Thank you to everybody who has been subscribing to the channel and watching the videos. We're getting close to the 300 mark. It took a while to get to 100, but the word is getting out. This thing is growing. I want to thank everybody for showing their support. Feel free to tell a friend. Of course, hit that thumbs up. I appreciate that to get the word out about these videos. I look forward to making more content for you in the very near future. I'll see you back here with more content from you know where. The Wicker Chair.